You might have noticed a few people today wearing jerseys from their favorite sports team or a team that they belong to. I kind of put out a little message on Facebook encouraging people to do that today because this week is another high holy holiday in our country, and it begins the NFL football season. I am not exactly a dedicated NFL fan, but I do appreciate the things that go on the sports field and the lessons that especially young athletes learn in scholastic sports, working hard and practicing and improving on the things they need to do and the lessons that they learn from all of that, from good sportsmanship to hard work to the feeling of winning and the feeling of losing in a gracious manner as well. All of this are things that we'll experience in life on and off the sports field. Many of us have shared the joy of getting a job we maybe didn't think we would get, and some have lost jobs that we thought we would never lose. And so in preparation for football season, I know, although I never played on a football team, that football players have what's called two-a-days. Practices twice a day, usually for high school players in the month of August, like the hottest month you could find. And they try to somehow creatively make it early in the morning and late in the afternoon as if it's not actually going to be hot, although it's still really, really humid. And it's a tough test in time for those players. 2 or 3 hours in the morning, go home, take a nap, shower, do whatever chores your parents have for you to do, hopefully, and then go back to practice again. It's hot, it's muggy, it's sweaty, there might be even a little blood involved, and there's definitely a lot of hard work. All the gear, all the nervousness, all the anticipation of everything that's become, but the fact is, if you want to play football, that's what's expected of you. And you know that before you sign up for the team. I never played football. I played soccer mostly in high school, and we had a period of time kind of like that, where we had long, intensive practices. And to this day, I can remember Coach Wiley, who's still coaching, and somehow he hasn't aged and I have. But at the end of all those practices, he would have us run up one of the steep hills at the school backwards to build up our calf muscles. I actually think they've kind of outlawed that practice, as they have a lot of things we used to do in sports at the time, and he's no longer allowed to do that, I believe. I'm not sure. If not, I know they can't call him by the same creative names we used to have for those exercises. And at the time, when I was playing soccer, I thought that was the most miserable 5 minutes of my life. But it paid off. I got good calf muscles to this day, I think, maybe. I thought it was hard, and I thought it was tough, and I can remember being dehydrated and sweaty, and when the season came, though, we didn't feel so bad because we were prepared for it. And then I went off to military school and experienced what Norwich University calls rookdom, which again has changed over time and isn't exactly what it used to be, as all things are. For those of you in the military, this rookdom is basically our basic training, and it begins with a week we call Rook Week. Other schools call it Hell Week. I guess we just try to make it more polite. But a rook is another word for a rookie, or also the pawn in a chess game, and there's a lot of meaning behind that. And when you're a rook, you are the lowest of low. You are not even permitted to refer to your own name or anyone else's name. You refer to everyone in the third person, you look straight ahead, you eat meals a certain ways, about 3 or 4 months, depending on when they decide to end it, of some pretty tough stuff. And then there's the nights when no adults are around and all the hazing that doesn't go on anymore, so they say, and I believe, but did go on when I was there. There's the blood wings and the sweat parties and the other things that we had that I can't say because they have names that are not appropriate for church. I can remember one time we had these door cards on the outside of our door, and you had a paper clip. You had to note where you were, wherever you were on campus. Library, we called it the head, the Army calls it the latrine. We were kind of a mismatch of everybody. An academic building, whether you were at mess, and you just slid the paper clip wherever you were. And the punishment for not having that paper clip in the right spot could make your night go a lot longer if somebody found it. Normally what they would do is rip off your door card where the paperclip was, and you would have to earn it back. One night I remember, after a particularly long day of class and having to get ready for a test, Corporal Fantasia took my door card. He's one of the only people that to this day from that school I do not like. And it has to do with this one night. Although it probably has to do with a lot more events. I should like him because he was just